Masi, Burkina Faso, I stand with you from the heart.
The construction of housing for the benefit of internally displaced persons and underdeveloped communities was born out of the desire to provide internally displaced persons, whether they have returned or been resettled, decent housing. Furthermore, it comprehensively addresses the critical reality that when large-scale displacement occurs, you will inevitably notice that many residential structures and family homes have been completely destroyed or left entirely abandoned for a significant period of time, and that it is indeed both essential and urgent to find proper, sustainable housing for all of these internally displaced individuals and families. The underprivileged communities are also affected, so they too wish to resettle. So when we assess the situation, we will realize many homes of returned internally displaced persons have suffered severe damage due to terrorist acts, and this requires a redesigned partial rehabilitation of these homes. This is the reason for the special operation, which will involve building 1,000 emergency housing units for the benefit of returned, integrated, or resettled IDPs, and also for the benefit of underprivileged communities. And so our region, the Guriku region, is included. The former name was Hautes-Bassins. At the time when the projects were being set up, it was Hautes-Bassins, Centre-Nord, the central areas, and the northern region. So this is an operation that today aims to allow our internally displaced populations to have decent housing and to live with dignity. It's a project, a strong community contribution. That's how the initiative started. And in the Guriko region, the 6-Eto, 25 kilometers from Boro di Vaso, was made available to the administration by the local community, especially the traditional chiefs of the area. And as far as we're concerned, it was to me personally. And according to the allocation, the Guriko region therefore had 50 houses to build. And the 50 houses, as you know, at the start of the project, the ministry committed to providing 35 houses. That is to say, this is the ministry's budget with a community contribution of 15 villas. So, in the houses to build. And the 50 houses, as you know, at the start of the project, the ministry committed to providing 35 houses. That is to say, this is the ministry's budget with a community contribution of 15 villas. So in total, that's 50 villas to be built at the level of the Traore region. So the results today, as I mentioned earlier, are therefore due to a strong community contribution. You know, today, the ministry's policy is to allow communities to organize themselves internally in order to support this dynamic. And so, since the onset of this crisis, there have been several initiatives, including the one I'm talking about now. And so, the communities quickly understood the ministry's message, which brings us today to have, out of the 50 houses, a community contribution of about 58. And the ministry intervened by building 22 social housing units. And regarding the distribution, you will notice that there is a document that was created. It's a project. This project will be submitted to the authorities, to all the partner stakeholders involved in the field regarding the status and the criteria for allocation or the criteria for assigning the social housing units that have been built or that will soon be inaugurated in the Guriko region.
Your people, kind, strong, awake.
Thank you so much.